Time to go defense, in the most literal way possible. Well, if you like a whole bunch of stuff, of course. Do you want a very large magazine, a very good rate of fire, and if it's not as accurate as others, then you would want this gun. Today, we're going to be reviewing the last of the SMGs, the P90. The FN-P90 is a personal defense weapon, or PDW, and was made from Belgium and FN Hestel in 1986. SMGs were being less effective when it comes to body armor, so NATO wanted to make a contract that could solve all of that. They wanted a weapon that could be lighter, penetrate body armor, carry more than 20 rounds, and performs in all environments. The weapon, the P90, was the first weapon to do so, and had a very fast fire rate, it had very light weight, and surprisingly, it was one of the first bullpup weapons as well, and had a 50 round bullpup magazine on the top. However, the weapon was rejected by NATO thanks to Germany being a whiny little bitch. However, the weapon is still being used today, not just by NATO, but also by 40 other countries, and it's been very popular when it comes to special forces, secret service, and also police. Damage-wise, it is about the same as the Mini Uzi and that of the MAC-10. You will have to kill within 4 to 5 shots, the lowest within its tier, and 3 to 4 in the head. Your range is about the same as most of the SMGs at 19 to 25 meters. And your penetration ability, even though this thing can penetrate body armor well in real life, the penetration ability is pretty poor, like most of the SMGs. Rate of fire is spectacular, like half of the SMGs. With your rate of fire, you will be killing people within 937 rounds per minute, and with double tap equip, it is even higher, at 1250 rounds per minute. But I do suggest against it due to the high recoil of the weapon. Your hipfire, however, is low, which means you'll be able to kill people within point blank range at a very fast pace of time. Recoil is moderate, which means you're not going to be killing people within medium ranges as much. But at close ranges, this is where the weapon excels. Your aim time is pretty swift, at 200 milliseconds, like most of the SMGs. Your switch times, however, are a little bit slower, like the AK-74U, at 800 milliseconds down and 760 milliseconds going up. And your speed is like most of the SMGs, at 100% of the base speed. Magazine size, however, is one of the biggest traits of the weapon. It is no doubt the largest within the SMG category, and one of the highest within the game. You will have 50 rounds in your gun to dispense, which means you'll be able to kill 3, 4, or even 5 people in one magazine. And on the side, you have another 100 rounds in your dispense, which means you'll have a total of 150 rounds in total. And your reload, however, is a little bit slowish, but you're not going to be reloading as much, at 2.76 seconds. Our build with this weapon is going to be based on more of an aggressive class more than support. We are going to be using tactics, speed, and a side order of stealth, making sure you're off the radar and making sure you'll be killing people just as fast, even though the weapon has low damage. Our recommended attachment is going to be the silencer. The silencer keeps you off the map at all times while you're firing, which means you won't be able to attract any attention unless they give you a UAV to work on. But if it's going to be any of the attachments besides the silencer, the red dot would no doubt be another good idea. But the iron sights, they're not that much of an issue and are usable within close ranges, or even at medium ranges as well. But the ACOG scope, it does increase your aim time, and it does increase your sway and recoil, so that's out of the question as well. but out of all personal preference, the silencer is no doubt the best choice. So for our first perk choice, we're going to be using something a little bit more explodey, and that's when the frag times 3 comes in. With 3 frag grenades, you'll be able to clear rooms, clear objectives, clear corners, and clear anything that decides to get in your way. And with the explosive, you can either damage or even kill them. You can even cook them so you can kill them outright. But you can even toss them in the open, and you can even surprisingly get kills from that as well. Toss them often, as you only have 3 of them in your disposal. But if you prefer more of a tactical side, then the special grenade times 3 perk can work. Flashes and stuns can help you escape or even give you a swift counterattack. Next up, we are going to be using Stopping Power. And Stopping Power will increase your low damage into a somewhat moderate damage. With this equipped, you'll be able to kill people much faster. And within the shots that you need, instead of 4 to 5, you'll be only needing 3 to 4 instead. And that can work even at longer ranges as well. But other than that, there's really no other perk that can help with this, even if you're going against an aggressive class. Maybe the UAV jammer, but nonetheless, nothing can work as well. Lastly, it's all about speed. And what other perk is better than speed than Extreme Conditioning? Extreme Conditioning increases your sprint endurance to double. It can help you go into the longer routes, and you'll be able to kill people at their expense, or even go at their spawn at that time. But if you prefer something else, then you can use Steady Aim. Steady Aim will decrease your hipfire to even lower, and with its large magazine, you can kill people at point blank range much easier as well, and will have enough ammo to kill more than just one person. So, if you prefer either or, it's all on your choice. The P90 has a very fast rate of fire, much like the M249 saw and that of the MAC-10, and it has a very quick time to kill, unlike some of the other SMGs in the game. But unlike the other SMGs, you do have a very large magazine. As said earlier, 50 rounds is more than enough to kill 1, 2, 3, or even 4 people. Or even if you're really good with your magazine or holding on to your ammo, you'll be able to kill even more. And you'll be able to go into the higher score streaks or kill streaks much higher than that of the other weapons that you have on offer. Like the Mini Uzi and that of the MAC-10, it does have some very low damage, and that can be a big problem if you're trying to kill people within a longer range. But it also has a moderate recoil to 10 with as well, which means you won't be killing people within medium to long ranges. But overall, this weapon is pretty fun to use and has the second best magazine out of all the LMGs. But if you're wanting to go in, rush in, kill some people, and are wanting to have all as much fun, then this weapon is no doubt a very firm favorite, even within the other Modern Warfare games. Okay, so this thing can puncture body armor in real life, but that doesn't mean that you can intimidate by its size. So, if you're looking for nice little fun, then select this FN gun, and you can shred your enemies into a whole bunch of pieces. Thank you all very much for watching. Be sure to like, favorite, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff, and be sure to able to look at my Facebook and Twitch page down below. So, for our next episode, we are going to be using the last LMG that you unlock, and that is the M60 E4. Until then, GalacticStorm saying, keep charging, bitches.